That's what we're about to do. We're about to talk about this, alright? This right here. We are talking about this woman here. That was previously a man. That's still a man in with a woman coochie. But anyway, let's go ahead and start. Let's begin.
One of the things I tell young men, well, and young women as well, but the young men really need to hear this more, I think. You should be a monster, an absolute monster. And
Today on an all-new
a
dispute over gender pronouns.
I don't identify exclusively with being a man or woman. I use they and them as my pronouns.
Why? It makes no sense. You're trying to, like, it sounds like more like you're just trying to make yourself feel a lot more better than trying to make yourself think, like, you're not above or below anyone just because you think you're a they, them. You're not a they, them. You're either a guy or a girl. Period. I don't care how you look. If you a girl with a ding dong, you're a guy with a woman body. You're still a guy. Because you got that. You got the male genitalia. Unless you have the male genitalia and a coochie, then you can say they, them. That makes more sense, doesn't it?
You don't get your own pronouns.
You think it's a delusion.
In school, our kids are being asked what their pronoun is.
This is a war on gender.
Babies are babies without.
Why does it have to be a war? Because it's simple. It's so simple. It's not a baby. It's not a babies. It's a boy or a girl. I don't give a fuck how they look. If you're a guy and you got a coochie, you're a woman with a guy body. If you want to be a girl, then you're a girl, but you're still going to be a guy nonetheless. If that's what you were born with, then we can talk about how you're, a woman with a male body. I don't know how you gonna feed your children. You got no tits. But I guess you can I guess science can help you with that, I guess.
Without a known sex.
When they were born, we did not assign a sex.
You think it's toxic to label the child one way or the other?
It's just a male or female, bro. That's it. Oh wow, you look like a woman, but you got a dick. Oh, you're still a guy, but you're a woman. What? Oh, so maybe we should just say they. No, it's a guy. That's it. That's all you need, bro. It's a woman body with woman vocals, with women, all that, except the genitalia. Okay,
Well,
it's a
I
guy.
have a question.
It's a
Raise
guy.
your hand if you have heard of gender pronouns such as he, she, or they, and Z or V. Raise your hand if you're confused about how to use them in today's social climate.
It makes no sense at all, but
I'm asking these questions because approximately 1.2 million people in the U.S. identify as non-binary.
Again, no disrespect. No disrespect towards the, LGBTQ community and all that. But I'm still going to get on you lesbians for that, too. I still got to talk about the lesbian thing, too. I still got there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about with this shit. Like, I'm telling you. I don't care if I get canceled, because you're not going to cancel me nonetheless. It's fine. Gonna keep doing me.
Meaning they don't identify as she or he, but they, and other pronouns. Now, as society's attitudes about gender are continuously evolving, the practice of specifying one's pronouns is relatively new. Now, I just want to say, I don't have all the answers, not even close. But I'm totally open to learning, and I want this to be a safe place to talk about and learn. But not every person is on board with this new movement.
I'm not. I
Americans
don't
say
really,
they
I don't
feel
really
very
agree with
or
that.
somewhat comfortable using gender-neutral pronouns.
You don't
while
need no
48%
pronouns. You're a
say
guy or
they
a girl,
feel
bro.
very or somewhat
Makes it more simple
uncomfortable
anyway.
using them.
Unless you got both
Now, this
genitalia.
growing debate
Then you're
regarding
they,
the use
them.
of pronouns has this country pretty divided. Take a look.
Controversy tonight over a new policy on how gender identity is addressed.
You may notice that at the bottom of your emails or in Zoom meetings, the listing of pronouns next to someone's name.
When should you use the pronouns he, him, or she, hers? UCLA's Wilson Institute estimates just under 0.5% of us are non-binary, meaning neither male nor female, or identify with a gender not assigned at birth.
Point Park University in the middle of a national dispute over pronouns.
Point Park warns students that they...
Oh, let me talk about this real quick. Alright, let me talk about this real quick. You know, when it comes to the transgender, okay? Let's say you were a woman and you transitioned into a guy, right? But you still like guys. You're gay. You're gay now. You're gay now. You're a gay man. Okay? That's what you are. I'm just saying, like, how can you possibly say that you're not? You're a gay man. There's nothing else about... There's nothing else. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. Oh my gosh. That's just like saying, you know, a man transitioning into a woman. But still like women. And strictly women. No dildos, none of them PP shaped things, you know, toys. You're a lesbian, alright? I don't want to hear no lesbian ever say they're into women and then be still using the freaking the penis shaped objects. I don't want to hear that shit. You're bi. You just obviously have been so pressured by men because you feel different and you know good and well reality hits you smooth. Because you still want to use that D. You still want to use that D. Still choking on it, huh? Yeah. Got it deep, balls deep in there, yeah. Ah! Shout out to Ash Twins.
They use the wrong pronouns on a student. If an individual is impacted in a harmful way, action could be taken.
A kindergarten teacher is facing outrage after discussing gender identity with her students.
The kindergartners came home very confused about whether or not you can pick your gender, whether or not...
Now, this is what... Oh my gosh. This is why I just don't feel like it's okay anymore for like this transgender stuff. You're literally infecting kids now. You're confusing with who they are as a person. If a kid walked up to me and be like, am I a girl or a boy? All I gotta tell him is, hey, or her, since they're confused with their gender, just like all transgenders are a lot of times with explaining their shit because they're all making it up. Literally, all you gotta say is look at your genitalia. Do you have a coochie or do you have a yardstick? Pull whatever shape, a cucumber, or do you have a peach? Or do you have a vagina or do you have a penis? Let's just be rawly logical with it. Because again, these kids are going to need to learn that. Because all of you transgender people that want to explain it like that, and now the fact that it's infecting all the children in the world, good job, good job. You just absolutely made the children of the world for evolution based, like in evolution, just in evolution, you have made them confused with their own gender. Now they're going to repopulate weirdly. They're going to be confused and be like, wait, I view myself as a girl, and and it's a whole dude. Dudes can like Barbie dolls. I can understand if there's some guys out there that grew up as a kid, play with Barbie dolls, probably play with some girl toys, probably like girl stuff. But you're still a guy, man. You're still a guy, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you. Sorry to break it to you. Just because you like girl stuff and girl clothing or whatever does not make you any more closely to a girl, okay? You're just a guy that likes girl stuff. That's it. That's it.
They really were a boy or a girl. Many parents say they feel betrayed and blindsided.
I want her to hear from me as a parent what her gender identity means to her. My daughter went home crying, shaking.
Over the last
Bro, I just really, this is what I'm talking about. Like, all, oh my gosh. It's traumatizing people. That is crazy as hell, bro.
So afraid that she could turn into a boy.
She could
Well,
not.
there's no denying it. Gender pronouns are a big topic of conversation that cannot and should not be ignored. And my first guests, Addison and Ethan, have a lot to say.
Oh, I want to hear this. I gotta hear this.
Been together for about
5 years.
and
Been
married
married for 3 years.
I use they, them pronouns. Being non-binary just means that I just don't identify with the gender I was assigned at birth, and I don't identify exclusively with being a man or a woman.
Then what you got? Then what are you then? What do you have between your legs, bro? There's nothing there. How do you pee? How do you pee? What do you mean by that? No, gender is begun. Is only going to flourish even more further than this. It's not over. Hell no. Like, why do you think this is such a good thing to do, bro? To go around telling, like, the kids are going to be confused. You can't even explain it thoroughly and fluently. Because you know you're wrong for talking about it anyway. You're doing this for clout at this point, right? You gotta be doing this for clout, right? This is insane.
Something in between, outside of that binary.
My pronouns are he or they. I also identify as a non-binary. To me, being a non-binary means having the sense of freedom to explore my gender in whichever way.
Bro, it's either you're gay, bisexual, or straight. It's one of those three, bro. There's nothing else that you need to explore about it. It's really simple. It goes down to those three things. Depends on your sexuality and what you like. That's all it is. Exploring. What are you exploring? Like, that's just like back in relationship days where you have to talk about these kind of things. And knowing good and well that you're going to struggle with such exploration. I forgot homosexual. Yo, what's up, man? I'm just trying to explain this to people. Like, I'm kind of getting sick and tired of this transgender shit. I don't care if I get canceled. I'm sorry. I really don't care, man. I'm starting to really give no fucks anymore. Because it sounds... Me? Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm helping the homies out, bro. I'm helping the homies out. I'm helping all the homies. I want the homies to understand reality. Because, again, like, there is no reason or way you can say that you're outside of those things. Because you're not. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. I need to really get this fixed up. I need to fix that up. That looks a little bit too raw, man. I need to get that stuff together. But, again, I don't want to hear no other transgenders saying about they are exploring this, they are doing this and that. If you were a woman before that and became a guy and you still like women, you're gay. You are gay. If you are a guy that transitions into a woman, tits and all, and you still like men, you're gay. Bro, because literally at this point, like, in a sense, think about it. I'm just having fun with this at this point, bro. Like, this is, I literally cannot take this thing seriously. I can't take it seriously. I'm sorry. It sounds so dumb, man.
To perform or pretend to be someone I'm not.
Bro, I never thought I would see a man look so, like, nice with a beard and have such a, like, a girly, like, appearance with it at the same time. I never thought I would see that. I'm not gonna lie. No homo, bro. No homo. I'm just saying. Like, what the hell?
It's really important for us to share more information with people because people are curious. They want to understand, but sometimes they don't.
Damn, she... Nah, she got a beard. Oh my gosh, yo. Yo, you never know though. Like you never know. Like that's the thing. Maybe this person just hasn't seen their own genitalia. Maybe they just haven't explored and look eyeball deep into their own genitalia. Because that's all they gotta do. Just look down there. If you got a pita whacker, you're a guy. If there's nothing there and there's a hole in there and you can put your finger in there, you're a girl, bro. That's it. That's all you need to know. Like, if a kid walks up and was confused about their gender, literally tell them, if you could go in your pants and go like this to your stuff, and you can feel that, you're a guy. And tell the little girl, hey, if you don't know your gender, then put your finger in there. You're a girl. Look, it seems like no one understands. I know it sounds weird, but maybe they too big to see their shower. Yo, this freaking hey! Just freaking mayonnaise sprays everywhere. Alright, let me stop. Alright, let's go.
Welcome.
Hi.
You were watching the tape piece, right? This is a hot topic.
Yes.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is it a good
It's
thing?
not. It's not. It can be simplified so easily. It seems like nobody has the rightful consciousness in mind and open mind to speak about this. No, you gonna tell a girl. No, I wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't. I would actually try to do it more of a logical reason. Because at this point, I have to tell her what reality is. Because in a sense, if I had a daughter, bro, and I just walked around and she got confused with her gender and been like, am I a guy or a girl? And because she likes Hot Wheels and shit. She likes guy toys and likes to wear dresses, guy stuff, right? That still makes her, she's still a girl, right? She's just into guy stuff. She's gonna probably be the main one of them girls that's gonna be going to a freaking auto shop and be working on cars and shit. That doesn't still make her a guy, does it? It's still a girl, just liking guy stuff. That's just like the tomboys thing, the tomboy thing. Yeah, she might as well be a tomboy. I'm just saying, like, come on. In a sense, like what would you tell your daughter, you know, if she was like confused about her gender? Because people like them don't even understand their own gender, bro. It doesn't matter what you transition into. It's still going to be the same effect. Because you still got that man brain or you still got that woman brain. Because you're still going to act like that, right? Because if you're gay and you transition into a woman, you're gay, nigga. You're gay. It's very simple. It's very simple. People just act like they don't know. Like people, like I swear, they can't even push the agenda any farther because they're freaking too stuck on trying to wrap around and calculate if they're a guy or a girl yet. Get the fuck on.
I guess because it creates dialogue and it invites conversation to learn about other people.
Bro, you're not. Oh shit, I messed up. Oh, fuck.
Feel betrayed. People are curious.
Look how tall he was. Look how tall it is.
Don't always have the opportunity.
See, it's okay. At least in society, some people understand that it doesn't matter how tall or short you are. Okay, and that's the thing I will say I like about the transgender community. At least they're open-minded towards short and like taller and all that. Like that makes it a lot more open. That's the thing I like about it. Cause like, who wants to be down talked towards a girl because she's 6'5" and he's like probably like 5'6" or some shit? They probably begin they freak on in the bed. You know how, like, again, do you not know how many creative things you can do? Like, if you lack that kind of creativity, you want to say that's not your type, that's this and that. I don't know about you. I don't think you're LGBTQ community certified. Since you're supposed to be free and trying to explore. Like, yeah, go ahead and do that.
Do that.
Welcome.
Hi.
You were watching the tape piece, right? This is...
I hate how they can grow beards, and here I am, still not... You can't even grow a tiny mustache. Bro. I mean, that is true, because, like, with the fact that they get the fucking shit injection and all that shit. What's good, TK? What's good, man? Just you know, talking about a topic here. It's like I'm just so done with this shit. No, I'm gonna be honest. And like I'm not gonna do this the whole day. Like all these tabs you see up here, this is all we're gonna do for now. Unless you all want to see like some more stuff like of that nature, just let me know. Then just suggest it to me and I'll do it and see what I can do. But yeah, like literally, like that's weird though. A whole person that used to be a woman, a person that used to be a woman, growing a full-grown beard, bro. Cause of them hormone shots. All because of them hormone shots. Can you really say that they got higher testosterone? No, their body is reacting to these hormone shots, so they can act like a man. Act like a man. Again, because no one even knows how to define a man. They're just shaping it and materializing the guy for what a guy should be. A guy could be anything. A woman could be anything. So, I mean, I just really get confused with society. Like I just don't get it. Like, why is there to not get, you know? It's so simple. It's sitting right in front of you. That's just like how people question life. You know, I ain't gonna go into that though. I ain't gonna go into that. I ain't gonna go into that yet.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is it a good thing?
It's not.
I guess because it creates dialogue and it invites conversation to learn about other people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are really confused about gender identity in these.
No, there's nothing to be confused about. It's more like y'all asses that keep on being confused. Hell no, I'm not gonna be talking about something. I'm not confused. I know what I see. Like, next thing you know, somebody walks in. Oh, so you think you're trans? Drop them draws. Drop them draws. Yo, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yo. Yo, oh my gosh, bro.
It's good for us to have these conversations. People open their minds and relearn and unlearn to what we've been taught.
Right. And Addison, many people think gender pronouns are exclusive to the LGBTQ plus community, but that's a misconception, true?
Yeah. Well, everybody has pronouns. Like, you may...
This is why I say some words... Like words don't mean nothing, but you can make them meaningful. You know what I'm saying? And look how it's affecting some certain people. All because of some words, bro. All because, because I transitioned, I get to change around my pronouns. Knowing good and well you still got that mind of a guy or a girl that you originally were. Stop playing around with people's minds, bro.
Use he and him as your pronouns. Right? I use they and them as my pronouns.
You're not a they or them. I don't want to ever hear a girl or a guy saying I'm non-binary. You're one of them damn genders, bitch. Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. You're one of them genders, bro. You're a man or a woman, bro. I'm not trying to hear none of that. You just sound more like you're confused. You sound, knowing well you still have a... Exactly. Probably still got that thing, like, twiddling between his legs. Bro. Unless, like, he is a she now, based on how she is dressing. Look at her. Look at him or her. How am I supposed to know? It's because the only reason why they want to identify as they, them, because they don't want to pull down this shit! Hey, bro, did you read those? I don't even know. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, man?
We all may have a certain gender pronoun, too, but I think it's important for people to understand that for trans and non-binary people, we often change our pronouns to reflect who we are when we come out.
No! You are a man or a woman. I don't want to hear no... What those... I don't follow rules. Yo. Oh my gosh. I just really... Oh my god, I question people that literally think they're non-binary, bro. Like, you're just confused with who you are as a person, and the fact that you just cannot, like, accept the fact that you're a certain gender, and you don't want to be that gender no more, and you want to be a girl, and get plowed by a guy, which also, in a sense, in your mind, in the back of your head, I know you're saying that you gotta be saying something like, wow, am I gay? Like, you gotta be saying that if you're literally trying to get your meat chopped off and all that stuff to get a vagina, bro. You're still a guy. I don't care how many injections you get, bro. You were still a guy.
How do you explain the difference between sex and gender?
Cause, like, see, that's the thing. If I was to be where Dr. Phil was sitting right now, everybody would be looking at me crazy. The LGBTQ, like, would literally be trying to cancel me. They're gonna be offended because they feel like their reality's at breach. I'm busting through them freaking reality walls. Pause. I'm running all in there. Your reality is done. Your world that you think that it is not. Time to wake up. My gosh.
Consider sex to be our biological makeup. Our chromosomes, our hormones, our genitals is a biological makeup. But our gender is more of an internal sense. So think of it like this. Sex is what's between the legs, and gender is what's between the ears, right? It's how we see ourselves on the inside.
No! No! It's about what's on the inside. No! Okay? That is definitely not the case of that. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just like if someone were, if 6ix9ine said, like, with all them rainbows and shit he be wearing, right? What if he just said, I'm a girl? What if he just said, I'm a girl? Yo, I mean, at the same time, though, you gotta look at it like this, alright? You gotta look at it like this, alright? Let's, like, be open-minded towards the people of the LGBTQ, TPQ, whatever, community, but you gotta tell them the reality of things. It doesn't matter what you say is chromosomes and all that shit. What were you born with? Okay? If you just say you're a girl, and you clearly don't have girl-like parts, how can you specifically say that you're a girl when you're clearly a guy that wants to be a girl? The universe didn't create men and women to be thinking like that. If you want to think about in the whole prospect of reality. I'm not even gonna use religion with this shit. They already gonna be scared of that kind of stuff. Because if somebody were to come around and say some religious shit to some transgenders and all that, even I'm probably sure even some Christians won't even know what to say. Because what? All they're gonna do is reach into a scripture of another man's mindset and say that, oh, this is what he said. No offense. No offense. Just saying, man.
Okay. And that's something somebody can't know. Gender is something somebody can't know just by looking at somebody.
Yeah, because everyone is going to present and express themselves in a different way. I know it's very...
Bro, that's just like saying if a guy was born around a bunch of girls and acts like those girls because he was experiencing life with those girls and thinks that he's part of those girls, bro. But if he was around a certain amount of boys and shit, he's gonna act like them dudes. He's gonna act around his community of those guys, right? If he were to be actually genuinely gay, and he'd be around girls, for example, he's gonna be doing all that yes and doing all that stuff, like, you know, because that's what some guys do. But if a guy is acting specifically like a girl, you gotta look at that differently, bro. You can't look at the girl and look at the girls and then look at the guy that's acting gay and think they're alike. They're not. They're nothing alike. That guy wants to be a girl. Them girls are being girls. Literally. Look at it like that. If those guys are literally acting like a girl, they want to be girls. Because usually most gay guys aren't going to be acting like a girl to show off that they're gay. They're going to say they're gay, and they're still going to dress like themselves, like a man that they are, wear man clothing or whatever. You don't got to dress up as a girl to even be seen as that. It's all the sexuality, bro.
Very confusing, right? Everyone's like, what is going on? But it's really, you know, about us breaking that assumption that we can tell someone's identity, someone's story, their pronouns, even their name, just based on how they look, right?
Bro, if a girl was named Toby, what the fuck? Does that make Toby a guy? No, that's a girl still. Oh my gosh.
So how does someone ask? How does somebody clarify that? Ethan, what's the best way? What's the most comfortable way?
I think for me, to create a safe space for people to share their pronouns, I will say, hi, my name is Ethan. I use he or they pronouns. What about you?
I think it's really important for us to recognize other people's pronouns.
Literally, it makes so much more sense if they just walk up at this point and be like, hey, I'm Ryan. I have a coochie. Like, yo, they might as well just do shit like that, man. They act like they can't explain their own gender. Literally. In the date of the first humans, or whatever you want to call that shit, you think they were confused about their gender, bro? I was on Roblox and a motherfucking name Hulkbuster69 joined my private server. He is a mean one. He is the Grinch. Look at that. Oh, heck no. That's crazy as hell, man. But still, like, legit. I'm just saying this now. It's all, everything I'm saying is just wrapping back into what I'm saying every single time. I just hope you understand that. I hope you see that. I hope you see that.
Pronouns, because again, we can't make that assumption, but for so many people who are cisgender, meaning that you do identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth, you're not transgender or not non-binary, I think a lot of people don't even question their pronouns because we already use.
Bro. Look at Dr. Phil's face, bro. Look at his face, bro. He looks freaking. He's like, I am trying to understand, but I cannot. Bro, if you're born as a, that's just like a tiger or any animal that walks the earth. You think they're gonna be like, I'm a woman, and knowing good and when that tiger's a guy.
Use them, and it's already assumed correctly. But for so many trans and non-binary people, that isn't often assumed correctly. So we need to take the time to get to know people.
Cisgender, it says adjective that describes a person whose gender identity matches or aligns with the gender he or she was assigned at birth.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. A cisgender adjective describes a person whose gender identity. Let's look at the adjectives, okay? Look at the adjective. It's an adjective. It's describing something, right? All right. Describes a person whose gender identity matches or aligns with the gender he or she was assigned at birth. You weren't assigned with that. You were made with that. You were literally born with that. You weren't assigned that at all. You were born, you came out the womb with it. What are you saying? That makes absolutely no sense. Transgender. Adjective describes a person whose gender identity does not match or align with the gender they were assigned at birth. They just don't want to be that gender is what they're saying. They just don't want to be a certain gender and want to be, like, pretty much gay in the back of their heads at the end of the day. Because you were previously a guy, or previously a girl. Still over here, like why do they make it seem like it's such a confusing concept? It's nothing confusing about it. It's nothing confusing about it at all. I just don't understand that. Like, why do people think that's such a confusing thing to do? Oh my gosh. And then non-binary describes a person whose gender identity does not fit into the traditional binary of man or woman. You're going to, end of the day, be exactly a man or a woman, nonetheless. There's no, like, I'm not trying to make it seem like there's no escape from it. Because at that point, you might as well just get all your genitals fucking shaped, just take it off. Just take it off. Go get all your genitals and shit snatched out of you. Then absolutely just walk with nothing but a pee hole for the rest of your life. And say you're binary then. Because that makes no sense. Hey bro, I know I'm a tiger, but I think I'm a panda if I'm just saying. Oh, hell no. Yo, oh my gosh. BRB, alright, I'll be here. Bro. Oh my gosh. That is annoying as hell, boy. Like, how do you just do that? Be like, you do not fit. You're one or the other. You were born with one of the other. Okay? That's it.
Now,
and that's what you are. You don't even want to embrace that and accept that.
Traditional for centuries, right? Why does it need a term?
You know, if we don't use that term, then we end up saying maybe real men or normal men or regular men, right?
Bro, even just putting all those words in front of man is just an adjective describing the man of your view, of perspective. That's all it is. That's it. Why do people keep doing this to themselves?
Or we just say men, and then we say maybe transgender men, right? And the thing is that we need to realize that trans women are women. Trans men are men too. And so we just want to have a term for that privilege, that assumption that your gender identity is going to match the one that you were assigned at birth.
All right. And then transgender adjective describes a person whose gender identity does not match or align with the gender they were assigned at birth. And then non-binary describes a person whose gender identity does not fit into the traditional binary of man or woman. And that term can be abbreviated to, and how do you pronounce that?
NB.
NB.
NB, yeah.
Okay. And explain that.
For transgender people, we are assigned a sex at birth, and when we grow up...
Why do they keep saying assigned? You were just born with that naturally. What are you saying? How are you even just thinking that? How are you thinking that? You came out the womb like that. They didn't put no injection to you. They didn't do nothing to you. If so, the mom should be telling you that. Literally, you were born like that. Naturally. You're the one who's switching because you don't want to be that gender. Just admit that you don't want to be the gender. You don't want to play that gender role. You want to give it up because of what society or something has put onto you, or you're just genuinely doing it for yourself. Just say that. You don't need to do none of that extra stuff, bro.
You know, when there's a mismatch of how
my gosh, it's so...
society views us, then we can choose to, you know, either medically transition or just socially transition or both. Not every transgender person chooses to medically transition. For me, I chose to medically transition to feel comfortable in my own skin.
And this is different from, you know, being non-binary and stuff too, because for many non-binary people, they might identify as trans because they don't identify with that gender assigned at birth. Right. But for a lot of non-binary people, it means that you just don't exclusively identify as a man or woman. And under that, there's a whole umbrella of gender identities where people might have pronouns that change day to day.
Bro, at this point, I kind of just stopped listening. Hold on, let me go back. Like, at this point, I really just genuinely just stopped listening, bro. At this point, I literally just stopped listening at this point, bro.
To medically transition. For me, I chose to medically transition to feel comfortable in my own skin.
And this is different from, being non-binary and stuff too, because for many non-binary people, they might identify as trans because they don't identify with that gender assigned at birth.
Right.
But for a lot of non-binary people, it means that you just don't exclusively identify as a man or woman. And under that is a whole umbrella of gender identities, where people might have pronouns that change day to day.
Bro. If you just don't want to be a certain gender, then just say that. You do not need to keep on trying to sugarcoat it for all this other stuff. You just don't want to be that gender. Or maybe you just don't want to be either. Just say that. You sound like modern women when it comes to freaking guys and relationships. Just say that you don't like men, but you really want to be with a man because you've been going through all this stuff and you clearly don't see your own problems. You clearly don't see your own problems. Oh, no.
You might have non-binary people too who are fluid with their gender identities in itself. It's very confusing, very nuanced, but I think that what you were talking about earlier with it being that maybe traditionally, for centuries, people have identified with maybe the gender that they were assigned at birth. When we look at history, when we look at cultures too around the world, we see that third, fourth, fifth genders have always been around. And then in different cultures, the idea of what...
Man, give me my water, bro. Ain't no freaking way, man. How about we just make 3 genders and that's it, right? We got the man, then we got a woman man, and then we got freaking woman. Alright? The guy has the dingling, right? The they them have a dingling and a vagina. The woman has just a vagina. Choose one. It's one of those 3.
Gender is, our relation to our bodies, is completely different than maybe here in the United States.
I have a gender pronoun chart that I got really confused about, and I'm just admitting straight up, this chart, I didn't know how to
They got a motherfucking chart, bro. Are you seriously kidding me right now?
use the chart, and we don't need to go through the whole thing, but there were, like, just using co.
Not all these pronouns I think I even recognize too, which is okay, right? I think at the end of the day too, people will have different pronouns beyond he or she or even they, which, I use in a singular context for myself. But as you can see, there's an ongoing evolution.
Look, if this person right here is a they, then that means they have a PP and a VV. Or puss. I'll just say puss. Vajayjay. Venus. Like, bro. That is one of those 2, man. If they don't even have both, if this person doesn't have both, and this person already had, like, specifically has a PP, this is a man. Alright? If this person has a VV or Vajayjay, it's a woman. In a man body. Nonetheless. Or unless, like, I don't even know what this person looked like before they transitioned. Alright? So of course, that's something we wouldn't know of. Which is why they're trying to go as they, them, and then try to take offense of it because they try to change. They're the one who originally changed from something that they naturally were. Same goes for this one. You got no escape from that either.
Evolution of language and how people can identify. If you're unsure how to use someone's pronouns after that person has disclosed what their pronouns are, just ask. Clarify. I just want to make sure that I'm using your pronouns in the correct way.
No. No. Okay, this is how I feel like this should go, okay? Just ask, like, sure, ask them, right? But ask them, why do you go by that? Are you really originally a woman or a man? Right? And they were going to say they was this gender and transitioned into this gender, right? So you gender swapped with still having a man mind with a coochie. You're going to think you're gay, are you not? You already accepted that, right? Like, there's so many questions, bro.
So you say Z.
What the hell is this?
But then there is a Z, right?
Bro, what is all this extra stuff?
Those different
Meaningless,
ways
bro.
to
Meaningless.
spell and pronounce pronouns. It's complicated and nuanced, but it's important for us to understand that complexity.
My next guest has been criticized online for his views about gender identity. His reply may surprise you. That's next.
Oh my gosh.
You don't get your own pronouns.
So you think it's a delusion if they decide that they're different than they were biologically created?
Yeah.
Well, you just saw my next guest.
Let's go and skip right
conservative
there.
host of Daily Wire.
One of the things I tell young
The Matt Walsh Show, talking about his recently published children's book that has since been removed online by a popular large retail chain. Now, Matt says gender is not a social construct, but rooted firmly in biology. True?
True, absolutely. Well,
No, it's just rooted to being, because that's just who you are as a person. You just didn't want to accept that, and you just want to switch. That's all it is, bro. That's it.
actually, just to clarify, and with all due respect, but most of what we just heard in the previous segment was total nonsense, which is why when you were pushing for definitions and that sort of thing, they were not able to provide it because it's just nonsensical. Sex, well, as human beings, we have a sex, male or female, but as a biological scientific fact. Now, gender is a linguistic term. Words have gender. People don't.
You're saying that there should be no construct of gender, just sex. You're either male or female.
Right.
And someone feeling in a mental, emotional way that they don't identify with the sex that they have been biologically created as and assigned at birth based on their genitalia, if they don't feel that way, that there's no construct that describes that, experiences that.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the realities. You can feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually in those things. So your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production. You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and no matter whatever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's language.
So you think it's a delusion? Someone is self-delusional.
Yeah,
it has to be, because that's just like saying, like legit, when I was in school, like one time, legit, I was called a girl one time, and I was just playing basketball or whatnot, and like, that was like when I was in one of my schools, I think it was like Normandy High School or some shit, and I was playing basketball, and I was trying to do like, I signed up for basketball, right, on there, legit, one of the dudes called me a whole girl, bro. I could literally just call myself a girl, and I bet you'll believe that. Until I stand up. Until I stand up. You know, like, you literally.
It's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different. With children, wow. You know, there's also just a basic confusion that all kids have. Like, that's why when you hear someone, a parent say, "Oh, my 4-year-old son came to me and said that I'm a girl now, and so that's what I'm gonna raise him as a girl." No, you're a 4-year-old. I have 4 kids. When a 4-year-old boy comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm a girl," here's a good follow-up question. What is a girl? Ask him what he means by that. What do you mean by girl? And when you ask him that, here's what he'll tell you. He will tell you what he really means is that he wants to do some of the things that girls do, like play with the dollhouse, or you know, he likes the color pink. That's fine, play with the dollhouse, but you're still a boy. And that's a question I would like to throw out to, you know, other members of the panel.
I mean, he is saying,
because just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl. Well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology, is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. It's like, what is a woman?
Well,
can you tell me what a woman is?
No, I can't. Because it's not for me to say. Womanhood looks different for everybody.
What do you define a woman as?
An adult?
Woman looks different for everybody? Bro, this is literally someone that transitioned into a whatever they transitioned to. Okay? I don't know, let's just say this is a guy, right? Because I can do that, right? I can just identify it as just a guy, right? And transitioned into a girl with a man beard. Do you know any women that can grow a full beard without the hormone shot? Ah, right. They can't.
Human female.
You're a guy or a girl?
Well, that's
how do you define a
someone
Damn it.
with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, you know, here's the thing, when you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA. So that's why if someone dies, we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting. So I'm trying to understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct. There's a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that...
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that right. Hold on.
Maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce.
You just can't have babies, unfortunately. That's really all it is. That's nothing to do with them trying to identify themselves as a guy or something that they're not. That doesn't make any sense at all. What the fuck?
Maybe it doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because...
Yo, transhood? Trans womanhood? Yo, what? Yo. That's just like a guy, right? That grew up, always wanted to be a girl or some shit, right? Got the availability to transition into a girl, right? They have to unlearn all the stuff that they learned as a guy to learn how to be a girl, bro. You have to learn how to be a girl, bro. Naturally, that comes due to just the fact of the hormones and all the things within a person. Because it's either that girl is into guys or if they're into girls. Or probably both, perhaps. It's one of those. It's one of those. Because at the same time, if I were to walk up to someone and they was like, I identify as a woman, I'll be like, so you used to be a man. And now you're learning how to be a girl. Because you don't want to be a guy. Because of what you probably traumatically went through or certain things that nicked at your brain for your whole entire life because of all the things that was going on through society towards men and then also same towards women. You're not making it any better. I'm just saying. You're not going to make it any better. I understand you want to... This is your choice. That's your choice. But you got to understand who you are as a person now. You're a man with a cooch. You want to be a girl now. which means you also want to get balls deeped by a guy that you previously were before. Naturally, you're gay. Just say you wanted to be a girl, want to be like.
I'm not myself.
Yo, come on.
You don't know what it means.
Right? So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Woman.
Who were you naturally?
Is some
The word. So what did you mean?
Or were you born as naturally?
You don't know what it means.
Right? So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people that...
If you don't identify as yourself as a woman, why are you trying to look like a woman? You know, most women will want to look like this, but without the beard, of course, and have nails and have their hands nicely, like, lotioned up by whatever mascara, whatever the fuck them things called. I don't even know what girl products are, but still, like, and have loop earrings on. Loop earrings, bruh. And you say you don't identify as a woman. Bro, do you have the ding ding or of a JJ? Or do you have both? Because then I'll understand if you're a they them. Because you have both genitalia. If you don't, and you have one or the other, you're clearly a guy or a girl. I don't care about your appearance. Like, you think like let's just say this person right here clearly wants to go on a date. Let's say this person was single, right? And literally walked up, and now let's say like the person he or she shaved all that beard off, right? And walked up to a guy and was like, "Hey, let's go on a date and stuff," right? The guy wouldn't even understand, wouldn't even know until they get in bed. You think a guy wants to be with someone that has certain genitalia and then says they identify as a woman? Come on!
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not
But
myself.
you used the word. So what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right? So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman.
Most people are not going to be able to define a woman because a lot of the time it's all perspective. I get what she's trying. I know what he or she is trying to say, but it's not hitting. You're not. It's not hitting. It's not hitting at all.
It's something that is an umbrella term.
Like, I understand you like the freedom of just trying to be whatever you want to be. We get that. But naturally, you're either a guy or a girl. Like, your body can say whatever, but until we look at the genitals of what actually can reproduce into something, or put in, or reproduce. Dingling, you know. Obviously. It's one of those two, man. Like, I'm not trying to hear none of that.
People
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently. And so trans women are women too. Okay.
Why the fuck are people clapping, bro? Why the fuck are people clapping? That is not something to clap off of. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you clapping? Why are you clapping? You know that's an embarrassing moment. Oh my gosh.
And you want to
watch somebody actually put a sign up and said clap behind all the cameras and shit. Clap. Yeah, that's right. Y'all clap. This is an agenda. We're doing this.
You want to reduce women, you want to reduce men down to maybe just their genetics, our genitals, our chromosomes, right? That's what you're saying.
It should be, because that's what you are. You can't have a dingling and say I'm a girl. You obviously have the reproductive organ that clearly clearly makes that woman get pregnant and you not get pregnant yourself. How can you possibly call yourself a woman? I wonder what cavemen would feel about this. I really wonder what cavemen and people in past century and centuries ago would think of this. They wouldn't even probably transgender probably wouldn't even exist. They would be gone. They probably would be dead. They probably would get killed or some shit. Just knowing how shit was like in history, you know, like I mean that shit was allowed like with being all the gay and stuff, but at least some same dudes were still wearing them suits and armor like a knight. You don't see any women going out in those wars. Like that guy could identify as a woman and clearly still be going to war and shit, because women weren't allowed to go there back in those medieval times.
What you want to do is appropriate women. You want to appropriate womanhood, and turn it into basically a costume that can be worn. We've got when we. Hey, it's real funny. It's real funny. It's real funny when you're.
Right. As a man, you're literally saying this is what a woman is.
Yeah. Well,
Isn't that a little sexist?
Because I am willing to define it, but you won't.
Yo, when you're born, naturally, I feel like I'm saying this over the same thing over and over again at this point. If you're naturally coming out the womb with a Peter Whacker, you are going to be identified as a boy, because boys are the ones that reproduce by and then the woman is the one with their legs up going with them heels high in the air and stretching their feet out because they're getting penetrated. You think that woman will say they're a man? Can you really? How can you possibly say that? I mean, either way, this is slowly going to awaken people, in a sense, to know that, you know, we are all beings, but we also have certain reproductive organs, which is why we specifically say you're either a guy or a girl, and you always will. And it's simply just going to be that. If you don't want to be in that gender, then don't fucking be in that gender no more. If you don't want to be it, then do it. But just know that you're going to be missing out on certain things as who you already were before. You're not going to be that same Kyle no more. You're Kalina. You can, like, literally, that's weird, because people can literally be born, live like 14 or so years, or just have enough money to transition, right? All they gotta do is damn near go to the government, get their name switched, and be identified as a woman. That literally used to be a guy. They got surgically put with boobs and a woman-like body. May I remind you, woman-like body, should I say again? And actually, let's say like the person still has a ding-a-ling. How can you possibly say that that's still not a guy? That's still a guy, just with a woman body.
Hang on, we've heard how Matt feels about pronouns, but my next guest says those who oppose them are asking the wrong questions. What does she say are the right ones? We'll add her to the conversation when we come back. Okay, thanks,
Like, and I know it may seem like all I'm talking about is like the smecks and stuff, but that's how you can truly determine a lot of the time. Like, I'm just saying, like, that's how you mainly will determine. Because, like, that's just, like, sexuality, because that's also linked with your sexuality. It always will be. Always. Why do you think I keep mentioning that? It doesn't matter what gender you are. It's all about that sexuality as well. Because that's how you're going to truly identify yourself. It's going to be obvious. It's going to be like, wait, you said you was a guy, but yet you're laying down with this line between your legs and stretching your legs up to the horizons of space and telling me that you're a man. and you obviously got a coochie there, and you have a woman body, I'm confused. Because does that mean that person that's doing that is gay? You're literally trying to, like, that's projecting at that person. Because you're going to confuse them. Like, that's just like if I were to talk to a woman that says that identifies as a woman, and then next thing you know, they have something between their legs, and I'm just like, oh shit, you're a guy. I'm not gay, bro. But I identify as a woman. Shut your fuck ass up, nigga. You're a nigga. You're a nigga. Like, no, I'm out of here, cuz. On block. Look at that. Yo. Oh my gosh.
You can laugh all you want, but this is a logical problem. You are conflating sex and gender.
There's biological sex, and then there is gender identity. Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
What you want to be called.
Their gender is still valid regardless of whether or not you understand it.
No! No, stop. Bruh, y'all gotta stop listening to society, bro. Y'all gotta stop listening to society, bro. Y'all are making this shit up. You are making this shit up as you go. Literally. It just sounds like you all are just creating it and making it up as you go. This is absolutely corny as hell.
The wrong question.
Laugh all you want, but this is a logical problem. You are conflating sex and gender.
There's biological sex, and then there is gender identity. Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
Bro, you're either gay or you're not. That's just like saying you're straight, but obviously you say you say you're straight, but you obviously have the likelihood of wanting to be with, to transition, by the way, and then proceed to still like that same gender that you just were not too long ago. Bro, that sounds to me, that's got a questioning thing. I would question that. Like,
some people go by he, some people actually use.
Literally, that's just like saying this person right here. Look, say that. Let's just say that this is a guy, right? And let's say if he say he's a woman. Because what do women usually dress up as? They dress up as little, like, try to dress up either like Cardi B's. They try to dress like different sort of people, right? But let's say he's gay, right? He's just gonna be gay. He doesn't need to dress up as a girl to identify as it. He knows what he likes. He knows his sexuality. Why does he need to look a certain way just to do that? You see what I'm saying with the identity thing? I'm talking about no matter how confusing it is. Like, bullshit. Nobody want to hear that.
Use the pronoun they. I'm not a she. I'm not a he either.
Did you just hear the freaking words that came out of this girl's mouth? She just said she's not a he. She's not a she or a he. Make sense of that. How do you pee? How do you urinate? How do you just sit there and say that? Do you pee like this? Do you pee like this? Or do you pee like this and squat and shit? I bet she squats, because that's a girl. She probably pisses just by sitting down and has to wipe with a fucking baby wipe.
It's really about what sort of feels good to our ears when we hear it.
I refuse to use pronouns that do not apply to biological sex.
Pronouns are important because they indicate a degree of respect.
No, they don't. You're just confused about your own likelihood as a being. You don't know what you are. You're just confused. But you just don't want to seek guidance because you want to be what you want to be, which is fine. But you're either one or the other at the end of the day, sweetheart. Sorry. You're going to be identified either as a man or a woman. That's just like in games of Mass Effect. You think that that blue alien can just, oh, identify as a man or a woman when they could easily, I mean, knowing the fact that it's an alien, by the way, that they can just transition into that shit. Can you play Roblox or something? I will be playing that soon, damn it. I want to talk about this right now, okay? I'm gonna get this, let me get this out my system, damn it.
You can avoid mistakes by just saying them, theirs, they.
If you're unsure about somebody's pronoun, ask, hey, what are your pronouns?
You cannot force people to call you what you want to be called.
You know what? Fuck it. I can't keep listening to this, bro. I'd rather play Roblox at this point, for real, for real. Hold on, bro. I can't. Oh my gosh. I just don't. If you want more of this, literally just let me know on YouTube. Just comment down below. I'm gonna leave it to here because I'm done listening to this. Like I literally just explained everything right there. That is reality right there. If you can't accept that, I don't know what to tell you. That's not my problem, bro. Like if you're still going to act like you're confused with your gender, go ahead. That has nothing to do with me no more. Okay? Like the reason why I care about that so much is because you're infecting other people. You're making them confused. Oh, we're making a breakthrough. Everybody's transitioning into different genders that they were not. You know what? You know what?